When people think about pre-workout supplements, they usually picture heavy lifting or weight training. But what about cardio? Should you reach for a scoop before a run, interval workout, or fat loss session? This presentation explores that question by looking at how stimulants like caffeine impact different forms of cardio. I'll outline the potential benefits such as increased energy and alertness, and the potential pitfalls like elevated heart rate and discomfort during long endurance efforts. By the end, you'll know when a pre-workout can help your cardio and when it might hurt. We'll start by examining why some athletes consider pre-workout for endurance training in the first place. The main reason people think about using pre-workout for cardio is simple. They want more energy. Stimulants like caffeine increase alertness, helping you wake up for an early morning run or push through a grueling spin class. Some research also shows that low to moderate doses of caffeine can improve time to exhaustion, allowing you to run or cycle longer before fatiguing. Pre-workouts often include ingredients that sharpen focus and drive, which can make repetitive cardio sessions feel more engaging. However, these benefits depend on dose and timing, and they vary based on the type of cardio you're doing. To understand this nuance, we need to distinguish between different kinds of cardio. Cardio isn't a monolithic category. There's a big difference between steady-state cardio like jogging, cycling at a constant pace, or long-distance swimming, and high-intensity interval training, or HIIT, which alternates short bursts of intense effort with recovery periods. Each demands energy differently. Steady-state cardio relies on a sustained supply of oxygen and glycogen, whereas HIIT requires rapid bursts of power and engages anaerobic pathways. These differences mean that a stimulant can affect them in distinct ways. A formula that enhances explosive power might help your sprints but isn't necessarily beneficial for a long run. With that distinction clear, let's explore what pre-workout supplements actually do physiologically. Pre-workout products are designed to increase stimulation and alertness. They often contain caffeine, beta-alanine, and other compounds that make you feel ready for action. By increasing nervous system activity, they raise heart rate and blood pressure, which can be beneficial in short, intense workouts but potentially problematic during longer sessions where cardiovascular efficiency is crucial. This acute stimulation can improve mental focus, reaction time, and perceived effort, but it can also strain the heart if you take too much. Understanding these physiological effects helps you decide whether to use pre-workout before cardio at all. Next, we'll take a closer look at caffeine's specific role in endurance performance. Among pre-workout ingredients, caffeine has the most evidence for improving endurance. Studies show that taking caffeine before exercise can extend time to exhaustion, meaning you can run, cycle, or row longer before fatigue sets in. It works partly by reducing your perception of effort and pain, so your brain interprets the same workload as easier. It may also mobilize fatty acids, sparing glycogen stores and extending endurance. However, the dose is critical. Moderate amounts confer benefits, while excessive amounts can lead to jitters and a rapid heart rate. Understanding how caffeine helps with stamina lays the groundwork for evaluating its role in different cardio modalities. Next, we'll explore how these benefits translate to steady-state running. When it comes to running, a moderate dose of pre-workout can provide sustained energy that makes it easier to maintain a consistent pace. Caffeine helps keep your focus sharp, so you're less likely to drift mentally or slow down unintentionally. It also improves pacing control by reducing the perceived effort of each stride, allowing you to settle into a rhythm. That said, the benefits depend on the length of the run and your caffeine tolerance. On shorter runs or tempo sessions, a little boost can be helpful. On longer runs, you need to be mindful of heart rate and hydration. Next, we'll see how pre-workout affects high-intensity interval training. High-intensity interval training, or HIIT, is all about short bursts of maximal effort. In this context, the stimulants and performance enhancers in a pre-workout can shine. A well-dosed formula can support explosive power, helping you push harder during each work interval. Caffeine enhances neuromuscular function, improving reaction time and coordination. Pump ingredients may increase blood flow to working muscles, allowing for quicker recovery between intervals. As a result, you may perform more intervals at a higher intensity. Because HIIT sessions are typically shorter, the risk of cardiovascular strain is lower, but you still need to respect your tolerance. After discussing the benefits, we need to address the heart rate factor. One of the biggest concerns with using pre-workout before cardio is how it affects your heart. Caffeine and other stimulants raise heart rate and stimulate the release of catecholamines, hormones like adrenaline and noradrenaline. This is useful in strength training and short sprints, but it adds cardiovascular stress during prolonged aerobic exercise. Your heart is already working hard to pump blood to your muscles. Adding stimulation on top of that can increase perceived exertion and elevate blood pressure. For people with heart conditions or low stimulant tolerance, this extra stress can be unsafe. Next, we'll look at how high stim formulas compare to moderate doses and when it becomes too much. Many pre-workouts contain high doses of caffeine, 300 to 400 milligrams per serving. While that amount may be suitable for heavy lifting or extremely intense workouts, it can be counterproductive for cardio. High stim formulas can overstimulate your nervous system, leading to discomfort like jitters, anxiety, and an excessively high heart rate. During long endurance sessions, this overstimulation can cause you to slow down prematurely or even stop because you feel uncomfortable. The key is to recognize when you've crossed the line from helpful to harmful. The difference between a modest boost and an overstimulation can be the difference between a great run and a miserable one. Let's compare high stim with moderate doses to illustrate this point. The difference between high stim and moderate pre-workout doses is dramatic. A high dose of 300-400 milligrams of caffeine can produce a potent rush but also greatly increase heart rate and blood pressure. A moderate dose of 100-200 milligrams, on the other hand, provides a gentle lift in energy and focus without pushing your cardiovascular system into overdrive. For cardio, especially longer sessions, moderate is often better. It maintains alertness while keeping your heart rate in an optimal training zone. Choosing the right dose is not only about comfort, it can significantly influence performance outcomes. Next, let's discuss how to recognize when you've taken too much. Signs that you've taken too much pre-workout are fairly obvious once you know what to look for. Feeling jittery or anxious, experiencing nausea, or noticing an unusually rapid heartbeat are clear indicators that the dose was too high. You might also feel a pronounced urge to move without being able to harness that energy productively. These symptoms distract from your workout and can lead to decreased performance or even anxiety attacks. If you encounter these signs, lower your dose next time or skip the supplement altogether. Now that we understand the risks, let's identify situations where pre-workout can genuinely enhance cardio performance. Pre-workout supplements can be beneficial for cardio under specific circumstances. Short, intense sessions like sprint intervals, hill repeats, or metabolic circuits can benefit from the quick surge of focus and power that pre-workout provides. On days when you're feeling particularly low on energy or mentally fatigued, a modest dose can help you get started and maintain intensity. It's also useful when you have a tight schedule and need to maximize the effectiveness of a shorter session. The key is to match the supplement to the demands of the workout and to use it strategically rather than habitually. Next, we'll explore when pre-workout can actually hurt your performance. There are scenarios where taking pre-workout before cardio may do more harm than good. Long, steady-state sessions such as marathon training runs or extended cycling rides don't mix well with high doses of stimulants. The elevated heart rate and dehydration risk can lead to overheating, dizziness, or gastrointestinal distress. Exercising in hot conditions further amplifies this risk. If you have a low tolerance for caffeine or a history of anxiety, the stimulating effects can undermine your performance. In these cases, prioritizing hydration, electrolyte balance, and proper pacing is more important than taking a stimulant. Next, we'll discuss a stim-free option that can support cardio performance. Not all pre-workouts rely on stimulants. Stim-free formulas containing pump ingredients like L-citrulline or dietary nitrates can support performance by enhancing blood flow and delivering more oxygen to your muscles. These compounds help dilate blood vessels, increasing nutrient and oxygen delivery while you run or bike. Additionally, a good stim-free product may include electrolytes to support hydration. If you're sensitive to caffeine or training late in the day, a stim-free pre-workout is a viable option that provides benefits without the risks associated with stimulants. Let's dive deeper into how pump ingredients can benefit cardio specifically. Pump ingredients aren't just for bodybuilders chasing a vein-popping pump. They can be advantageous for cardio too. Compounds like L-citrulline and nitrates promote nitric oxide production, which improves blood flow and oxygen delivery to working muscles. Better circulation means your muscles receive more fuel and remove waste products more efficiently, delaying the onset of fatigue. During high-intensity intervals or even steady-state runs, this improved oxygenation can help maintain performance. However, remember that hydration is still crucial. In the next slide, we'll emphasize the importance of water and electrolyte balance during cardio, regardless of supplementation. Hydration is arguably the most important factor for successful cardio performance. Water supports thermoregulation, helping your body manage heat and prevent overheating. It maintains blood volume, ensuring that oxygen and nutrients are delivered to your muscles efficiently. Even mild dehydration can reduce endurance, slow reaction time, and increase the risk of cramping or heat-related illnesses. Electrolytes, minerals like sodium and potassium, help regulate nerve and muscle function and fluid balance. For any cardio session, start hydrated and continue sipping water or electrolyte drinks throughout. Prioritizing hydration over stimulants will serve you better in the long run. Next, we'll outline a smart strategy for using caffeine when you do choose to include it. A sensible caffeine strategy begins with moderation. For cardio, aim for a dose between 100 and 200 milligrams, which typically provides a noticeable boost without overwhelming your system. Test your tolerance by starting at the lower end of that range and adjusting as needed. Pay attention to how different doses affect your heart rate, perceived exertion, and mood. Avoid stacking multiple sources of caffeine, such as coffee plus pre-workout. Remember that your total daily intake matters. Tailoring your caffeine use to your body and the specific workout ensures you get the benefits without the downsides. Next, we'll talk about timing this moderate dose for maximum effect. Timing still matters when you use caffeine for cardio. Take your dose about 20 to 40 minutes before you start to allow the stimulant to reach peak blood levels during your workout. This timing ensures you feel alert and energized when you need it, and helps the effect wear off before bedtime. Avoid taking caffeine too late in the day if you value your sleep, because residual stimulation can disrupt your ability to fall asleep and recover. With appropriate timing, you can harness caffeine's benefits while minimizing interference with your rest. Now, let's summarize the simple rule that guides pre-workout use for cardio. A simple rule for using pre-workout before cardio is that moderation beats extremes. Choose moderate doses and sensible timing to balance the energy boost with cardiovascular health. Avoid the temptation to chase a huge rush. Instead, aim for controlled, sustained energy. Listen to your body and respect how it responds. Keep your heart rate in an appropriate zone and adjust your supplementation to the type of workout and your personal tolerance. Following this simple guideline helps you avoid common pitfalls and supports both performance and well-being. Finally, we'll recap the key takeaways from this talk. To wrap up, remember that caffeine can enhance cardio performance when dosed and timed correctly. It reduces perceived effort, improves focus, and can extend time to exhaustion. However, too much or poorly timed use can raise heart rate excessively, increase cardiovascular stress, and even diminish performance, especially in long steady-state sessions or hot conditions. Consider the type of cardio you're doing and your individual sensitivity when deciding whether to use pre-workout. Stim-free options and adequate hydration are viable alternatives. The best practice is to prioritize your body's signals, adjust your intake to your goals, and remember that moderation and timing are key.